Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, the setting is absolutely picture perfect. We are with a light breeze. I just heard Max Fink say it's 70 degrees. I don't care what it is. It is nothing short of spectacular. This place is absolutely incredible. If I could only describe it to you, and, well, that's what radio's about, right? Because you can't see it. But the trees are whistling. The palm trees in front of us here, the brand new deck that overlooks 18 and the putting green at Cimarron. This is absolutely spectacular. You can hear as well some live entertainment. We have a young man here picking and grinning. You know what that means? A lot of ladies have already arrived, and that is the case today at Cimarron. We have just completed our first ever just blow off work for the day and join us in the 92.5 FM Into the Night golf event. It was phenomenal. Everyone has had a great time. I am so happy for Cimarron. They've been a longtime sponsor of our radio station, and I was honest with everyone. From the moment I got there, I was like, listen, Cimarron's got a bad reputation, all right? It does. The course had gone away. It wasn't kept up, and Rick Shoemaker, a couple of years ago, has totally turned things around. The golf course is in fantastic shape. Tee boxes, fairways, and the greens. Okay, the greens a little slow at times because they've had to redo them, but certainly very consistent. And then you look at the clubhouse and you look at the indoor restaurant, bar area, and where we are outside at the patio. It's on 210, and you are invited to come on by if you'd like to. We're going to be here for the next 2 hours, but of course, on the eve of the Masters, there's so much going on, and we want to invite you to come on out and have a great time with us here. Boy, I love doing radio shows from the studio. There's something about the comfort of doing a show at home and in your studio. Unless you've been in this business before, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Remotes are fun, but remotes can also be complicated. I'll change that right now. There's nothing better than this. This is incredible. Okay, plenty to do. Donovan Darius played golf with us a little bit earlier today. Also played with Aaron Beasley, who's going to join me in about 15 minutes to talk about a lot of things that are the Jaguars. Of course, they have officially opened up their OTAs. They did so yesterday. And today was a busy day with Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence and Foye Oluokun getting the opportunity to talk to the media. For Oluokun and Lawrence, it was the first time in quite some time. And with Trevor, it's really intriguing because we know he's battling back from his second surgery now in 5 years on his non-throwing shoulder. I guess technically it would be his second in 4 years, right? Because he had it right around the draft at Clemson. And you remember how the national media totally messed that up, or they were like, oh, my God, rookie minicamp, and they're working Travis Etienne out at, wide receiver and stuff like that, where instead of just doing their homework, they would have understood that that was done that way for a reason. They didn't want anyone running into Trevor Lawrence after having that surgery on his non-throwing shoulder. Same deal with him. Going back, late November, when that actually, I'll have to get the exact date, but when it did happen for sure with Trevor Lawrence. So he's on a pitch count, and he's very optimistic that he'll be ready to play in week one. We're going to play something from him coming up here in just a couple of minutes. But, yeah, of course, ready to play in week one. I mean, we're talking about a non-throwing shoulder. I want him ready for OTAs. I want him ready for voluntary workout. I want him ready for everything that is happening during the offseason, because for a fourth time in 5 years, Trevor Lawrence has to learn a totally new offensive scheme. And, that is hard on anyone. There's been no consistency for Trevor Lawrence. 4 times in 5 years, he's had to take this on. And to me, that is the biggest problem with trying to come on in and again be told, all right, this is the way we are going to do things. And it feels like it's going to be much better with Liam Cohen than it has been in the past. But nonetheless, to me, that is something that is somewhat of a concern. Whenever you go through offensive coordinators, or in this case, play callers, the way that the Jaguars have, as well as what has gone on in Jacksonville with the consistent change, it can only have an effect mentally, as far as I am concerned, with the quarterback. But anyway, let's get to Trevor Lawrence. A little bit earlier today, he was asked just about everything as far as his rehabilitation, throwing the football. This is what he had to say.
Well, I mean, there's not really a set deadline on it, just because we don't play a game till this fall. So obviously, I'm going to be ready sooner than that. But so I'm very optimistic. I'll be perfectly good for the season. But as far as just right now, I think just kind of pacing ourselves as OTAs go, and working myself up to where I'm in shape as far as throwing. And so just the amount of throws might be a little lighter to start and work our way up just until I get really fully back. But I imagine that, and then maybe just some handoff stuff will be a little limited. But besides that, I think that won't last too long. So I don't have
But you are throwing, right?
Yeah, I'm throwing, and obviously I'm kind of progressing and working my way up further distance, more throws, just trying to be smart and not just jump off the into the deep end right away, just trying to work up to it.
Now, Jaguar fans, you're all aware of the fact that there is no involvement football-related on the field right now. That will not begin until April 22nd and April 23rd, which is leading up to the NFL draft, which is going to be another spectacular week right here in Duval. But for now, it's about team meetings, right? It's about rehabilitation. It's about bringing in the understanding of what this new staff wants to do. I think these OTAs, sometimes it gets lost in it, especially when it's a new staff. These meetings, in my opinion, are as much for the overall coaching staff as it is for the players, because you have to get an understanding as to what type of offense Liam Cohen's going to want to run and what type of defense that Anthony Campanile is going to want to run. And then you got to have all your position coaches that are willing to buy in, recognize, and understand, and then turn that around and be able to deliver that message to 90 players who are going to be a part of things right now at the Miller Electric Center. So it's a very important phase, there's no doubt. I don't know how deep they go into installs. Okay, that's part of it now, the mental side of the introduction of what you want to do as far as offense, defense, and special teams. And then, of course, you'll practice that once you get the opportunity to get out on the field. But this is very important. And because of the way things are collectively bargained in the National Football League, Jacksonville is one of a handful of teams that gets the opportunity to start a couple of weeks prior to regular teams, which do kick off on the 21st of April, because there has been a coaching change here in Jacksonville. They were able to get things started yesterday. Something as well, which will play for you coming up in a little bit, more on Liam Cohen today and the footwork involved with Trevor Lawrence. I'm fascinated by this, okay? I'm not disappointed in it. I'm just... There's a little bit of a surprise element to me with this. I happen to be one of those who thinks that when you pay a quarterback $275 million, he should have good footwork, right? And they're tinkering here. They have seen some things that they don't like. One side, it can almost be amazing that really 4 years in the NFL, and this guy's been doing some things that they perceive as being wrong or not doing it the right way. But just think about it for a moment. You paid the guy $275 million, and you're trying to tell me that you have to adjust what he's doing as far as the movement with his feet. I mean, it doesn't add up. But I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not. They are obviously starting from scratch. You talk about a complete rebuild, and not only about the culture and the environment and getting rid of guys who accept losing, but they're going to nitpick even with their QB when it comes to doing things with his feet. Again, very surprised by this, but the other side of it is, why not? I mean, you won 4 games a year ago. If you think it's a problem, and obviously they must. They just didn't create this. Hey, we got nothing to do. It's OTAs. Let's mess up Trevor. Let's take a look at his feet. No. They've seen something. And now they are going to begin to try to fix that. I'm just really fascinated by it. Sometimes I overreact to certain things, admittedly, and this happens to be one of them. All right, no plans to pick up the 5th year of Devin Lloyd. That is the right decision, right? As I've said all along, I would not pay Trayvon Walker. I would not give him the extension now. I'd let him play it out this year at $11.8, next year at $14,751,000. That's for the 2026 season. Devin Lloyd has not earned that yet. I still think Devin Lloyd is a major wild card in all of this. I think you can write a script right now, and about anything that you put out there would be believable to Jaguar fans, including that the light really goes on and that he ends up having a great season, depending on where they're going to use him and how they're going to use him. Here's a hint. Don't let him cover. Okay, I just played 18 holes here at Cimarron. I'm the only one here who hasn't had a cocktail, but I could run a route right now and get open on Devin Lloyd. Do not let him cover anyone, okay? He's solid against the run, and I think we all want to see finally an opportunity where Devin Lloyd gets to make a run at the quarterback. All right, comments tonight and every night brought to you by the good folks over at Shmunez Vision. Technology and cataract surgery. Don't be dazzled and paying for all sorts of laser-assisted cataract surgery. Okay, there's several different ways that this can be approached, and not always the most expensive is the best. We talk a lot about value. That's the value of your dollar, okay? It's also the value of care and the trust that you have in Shmunez Vision, like I had nearly 9 years ago when I went in for a normal checkup, and Dr. Neil Shmunez said, brother, you need surgery, and you need it tomorrow. We got to have that removed out of your right eye. And I did. There's never been a setback. I have another appointment coming up in mid-May. You can have that same type of trust for you and your family. Just check them out online. Go to Shmunez Vision. You can also go to Instagram, get everything at Shmunez Vision from all of the folks out there like myself who do understand that it is that important, and that's why they're that good. That is Shmunez Vision. Coming up next, let's bring in Killer Bees. Aaron Beasley is getting set to join us. You're also going to hear from Rick Shoemaker here of Cimarron, who does an outstanding job, whether we talk about the Players' Championship or we talk about the majors. Things kick off tomorrow morning in Augusta with the Masters. Later in the program, John Osher from Jaguars.com. And we'll check the money with our good friend Rafael Esparza as to where it's all going on what golfers for this year's first major. Hey, we're at Cimarron. Come on out and say hello. We're on the back patio. It's located on 210. Ballou here for Shmunez Vision. Why Shmunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Shmunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Shmunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Shmunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit ShmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
PRP treatment is kind of the thing these days, and in many cases, it eliminates the need for surgery. This is Sheridan Tootin, and my experience with PRP from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has been nothing short of great. I'm really feeling much better now. Ask your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist doctor about PRP treatment. This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, where athletes are treated like pros.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, this is Coach Jason Gibson of your Jacksonville Sharks. I know the importance of a strong game plan, and that's exactly what I've got with Clay Solar Installation Partners. They did the install of the solar panels at my house, and I couldn't be happier. Lower energy bills, clean power, and a winning team that made the whole process easy. If you're looking to save money and go solar, trust the pros at Clay Solar. Call Karen at Clay Solar today and tell them that Coach Gibson sent you.
Jacksonville's summer heat is coming in fast. Is your AC ready to handle it? Or will it quit on you on the hottest day of the year, leaving you sweating and stuck with a huge repair bill? Duck Air Conditioning is here to save the day with a free AC system inspection. Our expert techs will make recommendations to ensure your AC system is running in tip-top shape before the heat arrives. Call now, 904-862-6769. Duck Air Conditioning, duckac.com. Any required repairs are not included in the inspection.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, rolling lot bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish. And he's listening to the Nimnicht Outdoors Show.
With tips and stories.
Presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Every Saturday morning, 7 to 10.
On 1010XL.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, maybe even your kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. Don't let divorce take more than it has to.
Offices in Jacksonville. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Rick Julius, licensed in Pennsylvania only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. There was a time when if you handed me a bread basket at a restaurant, you better watch your fingers. Pizza, pasta, bread, carbs were absolutely my weakness. I'd be lying if I said they didn't have me hooked. Then Awaken 180 came into my life. I've been down every diet road there is, but this is different. It's not just another diet. It's a total reset of how you see food. You know that carb craving that we all accepted as normal? That's gone for me now. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy the good stuff, but here's the difference. I no longer feel like I need them. So when the server puts that bread basket on the table, I just smile, sit back, and say, nah, I'm good. That feeling of control is all thanks to Awaken 180. I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180. Hacker lost more than 110. Ballou is on his way, and you can lose whatever you want to lose. It doesn't matter what your goal weight is. Awaken 180 weight loss will get you there quickly and safely. It's a clear path to success without disappointment. Awaken 180 has changed my life, and it will change yours too. Give them a call at 844-346-1800 or go to awaken180weightloss.com. Trust me, you'll thank yourself.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and there's so many cool products that are on the line at Cycles of Jacksonville. Showrooms at Atlantic and Regency, and we're talking, Greg, you've got from any level of price point, the experienced rider to the inexperienced on-road, off-road.
We've got it. We've got ATVs, we've got motorcycles, we've got scooters, we even have the new Honda boats. We've got something for everyone.
Don't forget about the boat line from Honda. It's all right there, waiting for you. Atlantic and Regency or Cycles of Jacksonville's Facebook page.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
This is Corona Premier. Just 90 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. It's a light beer that... Wait, this is a light beer? But we should really tell people about... Right, that's why I'm here. Sorry. Corona Premier, unexpectedly, light beer.
Corona Premier, a light beer with just 90 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. The premier side of life. For those that are active and on the go, pick some up the next time you're heading out to enjoy the day under the sun. Corona Premier, an unexpectedly light beer.
The best golfing weather is upon us, and Hidden Hills Golf Club invites you to enjoy your next round of golf with us. Our welcoming atmosphere and love for golf keep our friends coming back. Check us out at hiddenhillsgc.com. You'll be glad you did.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Well, tell you what, the setting is just absolutely phenomenal. We are live from Cimarron Back Patio. Going to be here tonight until 8 o'clock. Really fired up on the eve of the Masters. Just an incredible event this has been so far. So we're going to hear from Aaron Beasley. He's going to sit down right now and join me. He was one of my playing partners a little bit earlier today. But I will tell you that tonight's show is brought to you by the good folks over at Alexander Law Practice. And if you've been injured in an accident, whether it's been a car crash or anything else, contact my buddy Rick Alexander. He has made it his mission to fight for you, get the best possible result. He's been doing it for over 30 years. The team focuses on guiding you through the entire process, which can really be awful in a lot of set of circumstances. One thing that's great about them, not only are they going to care about you deeply, but they're going to be responsive. Is there anything worse than life when you try to contact someone, they just blow you off? That'll never be the case at Alexander Law Practice. Check them out online, alexanderlawpractice.com. That's alexanderlawpractice.com. Or for a free review, call as well at 400-6600. Aaron Beasley is here. How's this back patio? How's this setting?
Yeah, man. Can I be on here the whole day with you?
Sure you can. I mean, this is fun. We had a fun round out here at Cimarron today. And you and I have played it before, but, I mean, your thoughts on 18 holes of golf out here?
Well, the weather today was perfect.
Yeah.
I woke up, I thought it was going to be a little chilly.
Right.
But, you know, any day on a golf course is the best day of your life.
Yeah, and we had fun. Donovan Darius as well had a nice round out there. The three of us posted scores in the 80s, all legit.
Yep. Hey, we had about 3 holes together, par, you know, par. I said that a couple times.
Yep. So good stuff with that. The Jaguars opened up their OTAs yesterday. They get to do it a few weeks prior to other teams because of the
new
coaching change, as you know. You're a defensive guy, but you're also a head football coach at Duval Charter, so you understand the entire game. Trevor Lawrence played for 4 years, and one of the issues now with Liam Cohen, they're going to actually look at his feet and try to fix his overall footwork. Common, uncommon? Do you remember them talking about working on Mark Brunell's feet a couple of years into him being the starting quarterback of the Jaguars?
Well, I think sometimes coaches see different things.
Mm-hmm.
And every coach has a different way of doing things. So, I mean, it is football.
Right.
So you start from the bottom. And, like, to me, I'm coaching all positions, you know, being a head coach. And the main thing I do talk about is your footwork. You know, me and Donovan are working these high school kids out, and it is all footwork because if you're balanced and you're square, you can make things simpler.
Yep.
And like sometimes for example, I talk about not being duck foot. I talk about being pigeon toed.
Right.
And like you can lock your hips certain ways, and your hips can't open up. So why not start from the base? The base of all this game is football.
Yeah, no doubt. They announced earlier in the week they have picked up the 5th-year option of team-only option involved with Trayvon Walker. Makes complete sense.
Oh, definitely.
I'm in no hurry as far as now is the time to re-sign him to a long-term deal. The bad side of that would be actually good for Jacksonville, meaning that he's played really well and he would price himself perhaps out of the market. What are your views on getting it done now as opposed to letting him play some more football?
Well, one thing is there was a little dip last year.
Right.
So you want to see that consistency with a new regime coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he's a great player. Yes, number 1 pick. But, you know, the thing is with this game is what have you done for me lately?
Right.
And, you know, you can't have 2 defensive ends at $200 million because the rest of the team will suffer.
Yeah.
So I can see where they're coming from, but at the same time, you cannot let a talent like that just up and walk away.
And if you space it out well, you could let the 2 more years go by, then give him $100+ million, but that'd be leaving Hines Allen 1, possibly a 2nd year still remaining. And again, the question is, how consistent are both? Because today's contracts, I don't care if they're 4 or 5 years, they seem to last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, it's always a show. Like I just said, it's what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
And, you know, the one thing, I just don't see too many teams that invest so much in 2 defensive ends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you look at the top teams in the league right now, the O-line is the main thing in this. And when I think of all these talented guys that come out every year, you can find guys every year. You can find 6'5", 240 guys every year. So I know Trayvon's a little bigger, but the thing is, there are guys every year that are 6'5", 240, running 4.4, 4.3. You see it this year in the draft, in the combine.
Aaron Beasley, our guest, joining us here. We're live from Cimarron. We invite you to come on by. Great crowd on hand. And we're going to be here till 8 o'clock. We got, I guess this gentleman here was playing with Marshall Tucker. He's been out with a couple of other acts, and he sounds good. You can hear that in the background. All right, number 5. We're 2 weeks and 1 day away. What do you have the Jaguars doing in 15 days?
Well, the last time we spoke, we talked about T-Mac.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still a T-Mac guy just because I feel like we drafted 3 defensive backs. Our D-line should be good because D-line determines how good your secondary is.
Right.
I mean, when those guys can get to the ball, get to the quarterback, and they only have 3.5 seconds to throw the ball, then we got a zone behind it, then guys can make plays. I don't think we have the man-to-man corners. I don't think we have a system for man-to-man.
Right.
So, I mean, why not go offense? Why not upgrade what could be possibly a great 1-and-1 when you got a Brian Thomas and then a McMillan?
Oh, wow.
6'5" and 6'4". Both guys will stretch the defense, and then it opens up for the 2 tight ends we have. Because when I think of a great offense, I think of the New England offense when they had Gronk and Hernandez. That was scary.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, you got 2 guys inside that you don't know.
Scary in every way.
When I said that, I thought that is scary.
Yeah.
But, you know, the thing is, man, like, it's about scoring points nowadays, man.
Yeah.
And I feel like with Trevor, he likes to throw to these bigger receivers because they have such a target radius. But I don't see anything wrong with going offense, man.
I love the idea. I've been hammering it for quite some time, and every time I do, our listeners say, no, defense, 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 and I get it. I mean, you can't go wrong. There's plenty of holes on this roster. No matter who they get at 5, it's going to address a problem.
And that's the thing. Like, when you think about the picks, Travis is going to be gone. We don't need a quarterback. Who's the other guy they're talking about? The left tackle.
Yeah, Campbell.
Or the tackle from Missouri.
Yep.
See, the guy from Missouri only scares me because he was going against the SEC and we never heard about him. But then he has a great combine, and then it's like, ooh, he's a top 10 pick. Well, everything's about film. I'm a firm believer in film because I only ran a 4.640.
Right.
But like, I knew the game, and sometimes it's about the mental awareness. No, most times it's about the mental awareness. But I feel like I just feel like, man, we just need to get a big guy player that can just make plays on whatever side of the ball it is. Now what if Abdul Carter slips back to us? Now that's scary. Do we want to have 3 defensive ends? Well, Abdul Carter can play every position.
I think if he fell, you have to take him. The only way I wouldn't take him would be if Travis Hunter is still there, and that's impossible.
Yeah.
There's no way those 2 players are both going to be available. You hope that one is.
And that's the thing. Abdul Carter, he can play every position as a linebacker. He can put his hand down on the ground. He can play a Will. He can play a Mike. Do we need a Mike linebacker, though?
I think you need a linebacker who can cover. I think you're solid at Mike. I think even Devin Lloyd does a nice job against the run.
Devin Lloyd's star is going up.
They just can't cover. These linebackers can't cover.
And
you have to address that at some point, maybe in the 3rd round, 4th round.
But you got to have a 4-4 guy that can, like, put your hands on the tight end. Did I tell you this? I was with Rob Gronkowski a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
And we lined up. And we did a one-on-one.
So you're in the middle of a restaurant, you line up.
Hey, I've challenged so many people to one-on-ones. I get beat a lot because I'm old now. And I actually tried the defensive back that we just signed from Dallas.
Okay, Jordan Lewis?
Yo, I tried Jordan Lewis. He jammed me up into a picnic table, man. And I took a break for a while. But I tried Rob Gronkowski, and he's like, man, you
How
still
is he?
can
A
play.
good guy? Is he a good guy?
Oh, what a guy, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny, like, you see him on TV, and you think, oh, he's just a cocky. No, he's just a regular, normal, fun person, man. And it was shocking because, like, we had a conversation, we started talking, and it's like we were brothers. We just started talking, and it was like, yo, this, and we're bouncing stuff off of each other, man. What a dude, man. He's a great person.
You
man.
know, you shut up, Rob Gronkowski. You mentioned Aaron Hernandez.
Oh.
He don't answer to that anymore. I've seen that clip. It's viral. All right, before we say goodbye, the Masters, man. It begins in the morning.
Yeah.
Who's going to win the Masters?
Well, I'm in the little golf thing. I'm not going to tell anybody. Well, I picked John Rahm.
Okay.
I mean, he's won it before, and I'm in one of these little golf leagues, and I don't like to pick a guy that's playing every week because I want to save him. So I'm going to always pick a live guy for these majors, and I'm going with John Rahm. 2 years ago, he struggled, that little short cock swing that he does.
Yeah.
It didn't work, but I like John Rahm.
How you doing over our shoulder here with the simulator that we have of Amen Corner at number 12, the par 3 Golden Bell, of course, at Augusta, as our listeners know, great golf audience. They name every golf hole at Augusta. How'd you do in the simulator behind
I
us?
haven't tried. They won't let me go yet because they know I'm about to take the title.
Well, last I knew, Donovan Darius was either in second or third place.
Well, here's the thing. I'm two-shot Charlie. And my first one might not be good, but my second one will be money.
Yeah, there you go. Aaron Beasley, man, it's always good to see you, buddy.
You too, my bro.
Always a lot of fun. Enjoy that. There he goes, the great Aaron Beasley, former Jaguars defensive back coach, now the head coach over at Duval Charter.
I wouldn't mind being a D-back coach. You said D-back coach. Hey, I do know.
Man, yeah. All right, there he goes. That is Aaron Beasley. And again, it's brought to you by Alexander Law Practice. Just brought them on recently and really excited about it. Check out everything on their website. Go to alexanderlawpractice.com. Particularly if you've been injured in a car crash, you need special care and you need results. That's why Rick Alexander and his team, more than 30 years worth of experience. Remember, you're never out of pocket when it comes to Alexander Law Practice. Everything is settled at the very end of the case, but that can also be a fear for a lot of folks, figuring that you got to pay as you go. No, you're never out of pocket at Alexander Law Practice until everything is settled. Let's bring in Rick Shoemaker on the other side. He owns and operates Cimarron. He is also our golf expert. We love bringing him in whenever there's something big happening in the world of golf. And guess what? There is. It's called the Masters, and it begins tomorrow. He joins us next right here on Into the Night.
From the first play ball to the final, your home for play-by-play is 1010XL. Now, a Masters update on 1010XL, brought to you by TopDressing.com and St. John's Middle School Athletic Association.
From the Augusta National Golf Club, Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the Masters. I'm Ted Emmerich. The 89th Masters is almost here, and Bryson DeChambeau has to be considered one of the contenders. Something laughable not that long ago. He missed the cut in 2022 and 2023 after showing his hubris by claiming Augusta National is a par 67 for him. DeChambeau actually tied for 6th last year, then won his second U.S. Open. So is Bryson actually maturing?
I think as an amateur, I felt like I knew the golf course pretty well, but I didn't know how to control a lot of the nerves that flew through my body, and that was something that I still work on today, and learning how to control that better and better each time. And I feel like that's what's changed the most, is kind of getting more comfortable with shots around this golf course. The second shot on 10, second shot on 9, just key little moments that can help with momentum throughout the round.
DeChambeau's in the third to last group to tee off tomorrow at 1:23 Eastern with two other major champions, Hideki Matsuyama and Shane Lowry. You're listening to coverage of the 2025 Masters on Westwood One.
Every day when we're on the road, people around us endanger themselves and others by looking at their phones while driving. There's the sneak-a-peeker who darts their eyes between the road and their texts, or the nightlighter who illuminates their car after dark. If that's you, reconsider before you find yourself becoming the fender-benderer, the got-a-ticketer, or worst of all, the driver who killed someone. Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by NHTSA.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Wednesday afternoon brought us the par 3 contest, the time to make some family memories, the time to catch your breath before the tournament begins, and time for a little bit of golf. There were 3 aces today: Brooks Koepka, Tom Hoge, Keegan Bradley rolling them in, but Nico Echeverria is taking home the Crystal Bowl. Let's check the NHTSA leaderboard. Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by NHTSA. Echeverria, the Masters rookie from Colombia, carding a score of 5 under through the 9 holes. J.J. Spawn did as well, and Echeverria prevailed on the first playoff hole. He almost holed it, spun it back just left of the cup, kicked in the birdie. Spawn sent his tee shot wide left. Not that Echeverria needs any reminding, but since the par 3 was first played in 1960, no one has followed up a win there with a Masters victory. From Augusta, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
If you've played sports or still lead an active life, chances are joint pain is nothing new. This is Dr. George Barry of Barry Orthopedics, and we like to be your option when it comes to taking care of your body and getting back in the game. From shoulders to elbows to hip and knee pain, Barry Orthopedics can diagnose and treat a variety of injuries that are causing you pain. We are Barry Orthopedics and online at barryorthopedics.com. With more than 30 years of experience, our team is here to care for your entire family.
Find out more at barryorthopedics.com. That's BAHRI orthopedics.com.
Leon Cersei here. Let's be real. I used to eat like a lineman because I was one. And man, those habits are hard to break. I needed help to stop with the munchies and lose weight. But now, I'm bringing sexy back. I call Physician Guided Weight Loss. Their medical team is helping me shed pounds safely with a custom plan to help me slim down. And their firm pricing means same price every month. Hey, you want to bring sexy back? Visit Physician Guided Weight Loss at pgweightloss.com.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey man, what's that noise?
Do you hear it too? You can hear it, right?
Yeah, it's your air conditioner. It's like a grinding or a rattling.
And it's getting on your nerves, right? Like it's eating at your brain and you can't think straight? But it just keeps grinding and squeaking and taunting and nagging. You're not good enough. You're a failure. Why can't you be more like your sister, the lawyer?
Yeah, I don't hear that last part so much.
Yeah, but it's not cool, right, Jason?
It could definitely be cooler. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, we can totally repair whatever that noise is and get your AC working smoothly and silently. We fix these things all the time.
So I won't be a failure?
Life should be enjoyed. If some irritating, broken air conditioner is making you crazy, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Tired of wrestling with your shower curtain like it's a fight for the last slice of pizza? Ditch the drama and say hello to a smooth, stylish glass shower enclosure from Baker Glass. Wago Glass is clean, elegant, and makes your bathroom look huge and brighter. Give your shower a makeover and feel like you're in a spa without the price tag. I'm Mac at Baker Glass. Call me and get ready to love your new shower. Let's make your shower great again. Remember, Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 9, 1950, at the 14th U.S. Masters Tournament, Augusta National, Jimmy DeMera becomes the first-time three-time Masters champion by 2 strokes ahead of Jim Farrier. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home at the newly renovated Five-Star Ballpark this week. Tomorrow is Coors Light Thirsty Thursday and JWB night. Don't miss fireworks on Friday and Saturday, plus kids round the bases after Sunday afternoon's game. Baseball all weekend. Tickets start at just $5. jackshrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
Hi, I'm Jeff Breyer, president of Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring.
And I'm Zach Breyer. When my dad started in business in 1990, I wasn't even born yet.
That's true. And after 35 years and nearly 20,000 satisfied customers, we literally have a showroom in every neighborhood.
So whether you need more outdoor living space with a glass or screen enclosure, or you're looking to transform your home with new flooring, we've got you covered.
Visit our websites, or better yet, do yourself a favor and stop by one of our showrooms on Phillips Highway to experience the Lifetime difference and receive 20% off your purchase.
Hey gang, Prosser here, and it's always great when you can replace a problem with a promise. And let me get right down to it. When it comes to Chad and Sandy and selling your home, here's a promise that you can count on. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. No, more. Spring selling season is here. Rates are down. Activity's up. Now's the best time in years to sell your home. Some homes are sitting on the market, though, and hiring an expert who can maximize your equity and minimize hassle is the key. Those expert agents, and I'm recommending them to sell your home, Chad and Sandy Newman. There have been lots of you out there on the First Coast who are taking advantage. Take David and Heather in Fox Ridge. This is out in Orange Park. We wanted to move to Keystone Heights to get closer to family, away from the city. We heard Chad and Sandy on the radio and called. What you hear is true. We got multiple offers and sold in 3 days for $15,000 above asking price. Call the local experts I trust and recommend to sell my home and yours. Call Chad and Sandy, 414-6200. ChadAndSandy.com.
Catch Gators baseball all season long on 1010XL. Pitched by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. And Renewal by Anderson, the official window and door replacement partner of the Florida Gators.
Guys, want a golf course fairway quality lawn? TopDressing.com just landed in Jacksonville with the golf course secret for St. Augustine grass homeowners. A patented process that aerates and turns your turf into a fairway stunner. Serious golf course technology, but in your yard. Less water, tighter cuts, total neighborhood domination. No one else scores a perfect 10 lawn. Hit TopDressing.com now. You will own the block. Top dress your yard like the pros with TopDressing.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Work it, make it, do it. Makes us harder, better, faster, stronger.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, absolutely spectacular Wednesday afternoon. We are at Cimarron. The sun is beginning to dip just a little bit, but we have more sunlight for, I don't know, I'm guessing another 45 minutes to an hour or so. I am Rick Ballou, pleased to be with you. Rick Shoemaker, you hear all the time whenever we talk about big events in the world of golf, and certainly there's a huge one tomorrow. It is the first major of the year. It is the Masters. Rick is the owner and operator of the Cimarron Golf Club, and he's had us out here today, and we're enjoying this evening as well. What an unbelievable day. Thank you.
Oh, amazing, amazing. I got to correct you. I work for the PGA Tour. It could be the second major of the year. We're not going to debate that today, but it could be the second major.
All right, yeah. I mean, do you think that'll ever happen with the players?
I don't know if anybody will ever officially say that, but I think the players look at it like that. So I would tell you they put that trophy on the same shelf. There's some exceptions in the nuances, but I think they look at it pretty equally.
Those will complain that maybe the star power wasn't there for the players. That's not the case beginning tomorrow. The live guys are there. The best golfers in the world participate.
Oh, 100%. And it's not going to shock me if those 2 or 3 names we'll probably talk about are there in the top 5 on Sunday.
Yeah.
Again, it's too much talent that's sitting over there on the sidelines, and it's a shame what's unfolding again, but I think they're going to work it out, and we're going to see on Sunday.
Before we talk about the Masters, let me brag here for a minute. The Stone and Barrel Tap House is sensational. We're out back where, I mean, the weather right now, you cannot ask for it to be any better. This is absolutely amazing. And inside, you've got on the Golden Bell, you've got number 12 at Augusta in the Masters, a simulator, which is just bringing people from all over to go out there and hit the ball. Job well done, Rick.
Thank you. Look, we're always trying to have a party here. That's why it's the wild one. And just like my socks say, live life like someone let the gate open.
Yeah. I love it. And it's a good time, and we've had a lot of fun out here today. No question about it. You know, you hear all the time that the Masters it's a great shot maker's course. What's the one thing you can't do if you want to be in this tournament come Sunday?
Can't choke on the back nine on Sunday. No, these guys, they're so good, but I think at the end of the day, it's the placement of the ball. When they get that precise, and the difference this week is, in the other tournaments, it's about being inside 10 feet. This tournament, it's about being on the right tier. And you may be 30 feet away, but if you're on the right tier, on the right side of the ball hole, it means you're going to two-putt. Otherwise, these guys are just, begging for a three-putt sometimes. So their accuracy is going to be the key. It's not how many greens, it's really where you put the ball on the green.
Maybe incorrect with my number, but I want to say there was 18 first-time players at this year's Players' Championship. And we'll see a guy make a run who's never been there before on a Thursday, maybe on a Friday. Things change a little bit at the Masters. The number's not nearly as large. But what is experience like playing this golf course?
Well, you've heard it, right? The guys that pick the caddy that's been there for 40 years and the caddy that gets passed down between these players, it's massive. Understanding the breaks and understand, again, missing short on some holes. Hey, when the pin's in the back right on a couple holes, you miss short. What is it, a 17?
Yeah.
Think about that pin in the back and how many times a guy may miss it, but being short and putting up that hill. And if they get right behind it on Sunday, all they're doing is trying to two-putt that putt down that hill.
Yeah, no doubt. Last month we talked an awful lot about Rory McIlroy, who just played better as the days went on and won the Players' Championship. It's tough to believe it's been more than 10 years since Rory McIlroy has actually won a major. I think he's 34, maybe 35. It's been 10 years, and if he wins this year's Masters, he will finally complete the Grand Slam.
Absolutely. Look, I think he's playing well. He seems to have his wedge game, his short game under control. But I'll put my foot in my mouth. He's number 11 on my top 10 this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not. I think it's so much psychological with him. I don't think he's ever going to get past it. I think he's put so much pressure on him. And I'm looking at the guys that are hot coming in here the last 3 weeks. There's 2 or 3 guys coming off the Live Tour. There'll be somebody to surprise us. But overall, I don't think he's going to do it.
If you're not feeling it mentally, you're going to be lost at a place like Augusta. It was 2 years ago. Roy McIlroy actually brought his therapist with him. Brought him with him to the Masters. I mean, can you imagine? What do you envision that being? Is that pre-round? Is it post-round? I mean, he's not yelling at him from the other side of the ropes, tee to green. I can't even imagine what that would be like.
Wow, I'm thinking hard about it. It's almost a vasectomy.
Yeah?
It's a vasectomy in the mental aspect of golf. I mean, to bring them there with you tells you how tense and just where his mind is, that he knew he needed that support because he had to have it under control. And that right away, to me, tells you you're going to struggle.
It doesn't feel like Scottie Scheffler's the same since the accident. He missed 3 weeks to a month. He's played well. He played well here at the Players. He just didn't putt well. Your opinion on him?
I think he's top 5. I'm going Morikawa again. I've been on him.
Yes,
I
you
think
have.
He's ready to go. I thought it was incredible to see Justin Thomas, what he's doing. Jordan Spieth will be there. Look, he'll be top 10. Although he almost shot that 59 a few years back, if you remember, if it wasn't for a couple holes. He'll be there. I'm very confident. Brooks will be there. He's just a grinder.
Boy, he's 30-1. What am I missing?
I don't know. I think, look,
that's
put
a little risk.
$100 on there and walk away with a nice little vacation.
30-1. I mean, that's very little risk for a tremendous reward. And I don't follow the Live Tour the way that others do, but I can't really figure that out. But you're going to go with Colin Morikawa?
I'm still going with him. I think he's due. He's been too close too many times, and I think he's ready.
All right, first things first. Tell us about what's going on here, indoors, outdoors, the patio, the restaurant, the simulator, everything else you got going on, not only tonight, but the rest of the week throughout the Masters.
Well, we're greening up like the green jacket. I mean, spring is here. Summer's coming quick. The greens are looking phenomenal. We're walk mowing these greens. Things are going well. The golf course couldn't be in better shape. People are loving it. We had a record March. We're looking forward to April. And again, here at Cimarron, we're trying to have a great time. We want beginners to come out here and have a great time, learn the game, feel very comfortable. I've actually heard that from about 3 or 4 guests this week, that they felt like this is a comfortable place to come dine. They felt comfortable going to the putting green, the practice range. The golfers are loving it, and that's what we wanted. And again, at the end of the day, the moniker of being the wild one and having a great time, that's what life's about. Life is short. Have a great time. Enjoy it. And this game will bring you so many fun memories. And today, 10-10 XL players, you had 52 of them here. We had closest to the pin out there, par 3 challenges. We have 4 winners here walking away. Tony, Derek, Jay, and Andy walking away with Masters Memento Photography for close to the pin. We've got the simulator going for the Golden Belt. It's fantastic.
How about my buddy Eddie Jones, who is one of the better bands here in town, Julia Gulia, my favorite band, but he came out, he played, he got one of the closest to the pin, so I know he's going to be ecstatic about that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, before we say goodbye, the website and the loyalty program and all of that to direct our listeners for those who've yet to come out here to play.
Oh, practice, learn, and play, CimarronGolf.com, $59 a month. You can hit a bucket of balls every day, $25 after 2 o'clock for golf. For $30 more, you get all the discounts at Stone and Barrel. You get to watch the sunset as we fade away, and you fade us out here.
Yeah.
It's the most incredible sunsets, wild turkeys, deer, and wild kids running around. It's amazing.
It is absolutely phenomenal, no doubt. Rick, always good seeing you.
All right, thank you.
Rick Shoemaker is the owner and operator of Cimarron Golf Club, and we're going to be here for another hour, okay? John Osher is going to join us coming up just a little bit. Today, Liam Cohen, and obviously Trevor Lawrence and Foye Oluwakan did meet with the Jacksonville Jaguars local media. We have that coming up. We'll also check the money from Rafael Esparza. We'll head out to Las Vegas and find out who is betting and where most of the money is going on this year's first major. We have all that coming up. It's great to have you with us. We invite you to come on by and say hello. We're at the back patio here at the Cimarron Golf Club. Be here tonight till 8.
Now, a Masters Update on 1010XL, brought to you by TopDressing.com and St. John's Middle School Athletic Association.
From the Augusta National Golf Club, Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the Masters. I'm Ted Emmerich. After what happened on Christmas Day in a rental house, Scotty Scheffler is thankful to be back here defending his title. Scheffler tried to cut handmade ravioli with a wine glass and cut his palm so badly it needed surgery. The world number 1 missed the early part of the season before returning to action at Pebble Beach.
I talk a lot about my preparation and stepping up on the tee at Pebble, feeling like I wasn't exactly where I was when I ended the year just because I had taken so much time off. That was a different feeling, because coming out of the offseason, I think you're always really excited to get out and play. And this year, coming off an injury was definitely a different feeling than I've had in the last few years. But as far as preparedness goes, this is definitely as prepared as I felt going into any event this year. And I'm excited to get the tournament going.
The hand is fine, but as you can hear, Scheffler is now dealing with allergies. Blame the pollen at Augusta National. Scheffler tees it up at 10:15 Eastern with Justin Thomas and U.S. amateur champion Jose Luis Ballester. You're listening to coverage of the 2025 Masters on Westwood One.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated, because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit VaxAssist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
We needed a playoff to settle the par 3 contest today at Augusta National. Nicholas Echevarria from Colombia winning the trophy most have no interest in, the Crystal Bowl. Most of the field withdrew because they don't want to be saddled with the par 3 jinx. In 65 years of the event, not once has the par 3 champion also worn the green jacket at the end of the weekend. But Echevarria beat J.J. Spahn on the first playoff hole after they both put up scores of 5 under on the 9-hole course. Rory McIlroy and Shane Lowry are good friends, both major champions. Their daughters can putt too. Neither player interested in their score. Shane's 7-year-old daughter Iris knocked in a putt from about 10 feet off the fringe at the last hole, and Rory's 4-year-old daughter Poppy lined up a 20-footer down the hill, gave it a tap, and poured it in herself. From Augusta, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
St. Johns County parents, does your kid have energy to burn? Want them to play a sport for their middle school? Sign up today for the St. John's Middle School Athletic Association. Tackle football, dance, and cheerleading. Who doesn't want their kid to be the next NFL quarterback or dance floor diva? You know how fast your kid can go from playing Xbox to practicing their touchdown dance or sideline cheer? Visit sjmsaa.org. sjmsaa.org.
Get a healthy start in 2025. The Florida Department of Health in Duval County is here to encourage you to get healthy and stay healthy this year. They have a dedicated team who are committed to providing quality care. The goal is to protect, promote, and improve the health of you and your family. Visit duval.floridahealth.gov to learn more about their health programs and services. That's duval.floridahealth.gov.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Home of the Jaguars, WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach, WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law.
Slacker plumbing.
Yeah, hey, listen, I need a plumber over here right now.
Yeah, well, we don't have any openings for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yep.
I was just changing the shower head and the water line broke and it's flying everywhere.
All right, 1 week.
What if I throw you an extra $100 to come now?
What's the address?
It's 205.
Oh, I guess he changed his mind.
If you've got a leak that can't wait a week, call Roland Reich Plumbing and fix your plumbing problems fast. PlumbingJacksonville.com.
Out with the old, in with the organized. Mia here for my friends at Closets by Design. Freshen up your home this spring with a custom organization solution. For a limited time, take advantage of our spring special and enjoy exclusive savings on closets, garages, home offices, and more. That's 40% off with an additional 15% off with 12-month special financing through April. Spring on this deal before it's gone. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation with Closets by Design.
It's time to elevate your game night. Head to Best Bet, your premier destination for poker, card games, and hospitality. With locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine, we have a seat ready for you. Whether you're a seasoned poker player or just starting out, we have you covered with poker games of all limits and easy-to-learn games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em. And it's not just poker. With delicious dining, lively bars, and big screen events, there's something for everyone at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com and ante up for fun.
The Jacksonville Icemen have punched their ticket to the Kelly Cup playoffs in April. But first, the Icemen have an action-packed weekend with the Savannah Ghost Pirates. Friday and Saturday night at 7. Then it's the Orlando Solar Bears. Sunday at 3. All games at 5-Star Veterans Memorial Arena. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksIcemen.com, or call 904-602-PUCK. Iceman Hockey is #FrozenFrenzy.
Your yard starting to look a little like a jungle? Well, it might be time for a little TLC. Or how about RTC, Russell Tree Care? At Russell Tree Care, they give your trees the perfect haircut. Whether it's trimming or removing, they'll make sure your yard looks its best, all while keeping safety as a top priority. Call Russell Tree Care today and let them take care of your trees. Russell Tree Care, 844-4Mr. Wood. That's 844-467-9663. Or visit RussellTreeCareLLC.com today. Your trees will thank you.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's time for Oh No's with Jaguars.com's John Osher.
Oh No's. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Served up by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Tell you what, when that sun dips and we start to make our way on the patio, we may play some of this coming up in a little bit as we're live from Cimarron. We begin our second hour, the Cimarron Golf Club. This place is absolutely spectacular. If you haven't been here in a while, you're missing out. The renovations have been incredible. Indoors, outdoors. We had our 92.5 FM, just miss work for a day event. And it went over about as well as you possibly could expect. Everyone's happy. And that's great news. Now, let's get even more happy. John Osher is with us, and he took part today in the Liam Cohen, Trevor Lawrence, Foye Oluokun presser, and he goes into the night with Rick Ballou. Of course, John, senior writer at Jaguars.com. John, I wish you could have joined us out here today, but I know you had to do your day job.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near. I haven't played golf in about 30 years, so I would not fare well in Cimarron. So, I played when I was in high school a little bit, but I never did pick it up as an adult. Started to, and then my wife was expecting child, and I thought this is not the right time to pick up golf.
Okay.
So I just kind of went the other direction. But I was thinking about you guys. I saw the Facebook post. I saw Bees and Donovan out there, so good stuff.
Yeah, a lot of fun, and we're loving it. The weather, as you know, is perfect outside right now, and we're enjoying the back patio here at Cimarron. All right, Trevor Lawrence, a pitch count, and we know it's an on-throwing shoulder. He appeared today, John, to be, very optimistic. He didn't want to put a timetable on when, in fact, he would actually be back, but you were there front and, right there in person. What did you make out of what Trevor said earlier today?
Yeah, I thought I never really have been that worried about him coming back and throwing. I sort of assume he'll start doing more and more, be perfectly ready for training camp. You wish that he was full go for OTAs, but I don't really have a sense that that's a huge worry that he's not going to be. I think he will be. That's just my gut, nothing I really heard today. I thought the bigger story out of Trevor was sort of the footwork stuff he was talking about and how he thinks this offense will sort of benefit him, make it a little easier for him. I thought that was really interesting stuff.
Yeah, and let's talk about that a little bit. Let's take that a step farther. When I first heard about this, I guess Liam Cohen did a national interview on XM Sirius Radio and made those comments, and I was kind of like, whoa, footwork 4 years in. Yeah, first off, you've been covering this league forever. How common is it for this to happen to a quarterback at this point, with the understanding that it is a new coaching staff that's come in?
Well, I think a lot of that was clarified today in this sense. Trevor said, hey, he had thought there was some stuff footwork-wise that he could work on before this season. The primary reason for the footwork being a, quote, issue is how the footwork works within Liam Cohen's scheme. My understanding is they basically had the same sort of work with Goff when he got to L.A., with Sam Darnold this year. It's about getting the footwork right so that it times within what they're trying to do with the scheme. So I think it's more that. And so I think within this offense, within a lot of offenses, they may be talking about it more than they talked about with Goff or with Darnold or with other quarterbacks. But it sounds like something that quarterbacks, once they get into this scheme, have to do, and that it's really more adapting what they're doing to the scheme. Sounds like guys have done it before. So I thought the takeaway that I got from Trevor was how much he sort of liked the concepts of what he was hearing, so that he believes that it's going to be some work to get this stuff down, but he believes in what the end result will be. So, as you know, when you believe in something, you're a lot more willing and bought in to do the work. I think he thinks it's going to benefit him once he gets it.
John Osher, our guest, senior writer at Jaguars.com. You've been through plenty of these where there's been coaching changes and you can begin the phase of OTAs a little bit quicker. Did you learn anything today from Liam Cohen about what these next couple of weeks mean, whether it's staff meetings or whether it's trying to introduce just the overall philosophy, or was it kind of same old from other regimes?
Yeah, I'd put it like this. It's important. It's important because now these guys are in the building, and now you're spending the next X number of weeks trying to get to the point where what this staff is saying is your muscle memory, right? And where you understand what they want, where you have communication, where you're speaking their language fluently. So it's really vital. Unfortunately for us as Jaguars observers, it's not much different in terms of what they're trying to do, but it's different in the sense that you're trying to learn this scheme. So it's really important. But if you're a Jaguars person, you sort of know what they're going through because you've seen other coaches doing it. Some of the verbiage is the same as we've heard. Every coach sort of has their way of saying what they're trying to say. But they're trying to get the culture involved. They want to play fast. They want to do all these things. It's not new, but it's important because it's this bunch doing it. If you know what I mean. I'm not trying to diminish it, but there's not a whole lot that the guy who is covered or who has seen this as a fan 5 other times, they're going to roll their eyes and say, well, it's not any different. Well, it's different because these players are buying into this coaching staff, and this bunch has to get it going. So, yeah, it's key, just not incredibly different.
John, it was a no-brainer. They have picked up the 5th-year option of Trayvon Walker.
Yeah, and, I think both of the moves were sort of obvious. They didn't pick up Devin Lloyd. I think they really expected him to. They did pick up Trayvon. We've talked about it already, Rick. This regime really likes Trayvon. And I think once they get around him, I think over time there will be talk of an extension, then an extension. But this was sort of a no-brainer. So it didn't surprise me. It didn't surprise me that they talked about work ethic and about what he brings to the table. I consider Trayvon Walker one of the best 2 or 3 players on this team, if not outside of Brian Thomas Jr., the best. So not surprised they did it, and I hope he's a core piece here for a long time.
Let's wrap with Devin Lloyd. This is really intriguing. I'd kind of compare this to Andre Sisco of a year ago. And as a matter of fact, if I think back, I probably thought that there would be a better chance that Sisco could maybe get an extension than the way I feel about Devin Lloyd right now. But I still think, John, there's a possibility if they use him the right way. And we don't know what they're going to do yet. Well, I don't know what they're going to do with him yet. But if they use him the right way, could the light finally go on for Devin Lloyd?
Yeah, I hope so. I guess I've had this conversation for 3 years about Devin Lloyd, so I hesitate to put too much into it until we see it. There seems to be ability there. I get questions once a week about should they use him more as a pass rusher. Well, look, the past staff saw Devin Lloyd and saw what his ability was and didn't really use him as a pass rusher. I don't think he's a pure pass rusher. Does the light come on? maybe. I still believe Devin's sort of storyline is this. When he's around the ball, he tends to make plays on the ball. It's finding a way to get him around the ball more. Is that using him more as a quote-unquote see ball, get ball, making it more instinctive maybe? Is he special enough to build that sort of thing around? I don't know. We haven't seen that. So I know this staff is hopeful that they can get something out of him. I don't really know what that'll be until we see it.
Yeah. Hey, leave us with this, because I was just considering it. With all the firsts over there, first-time executive vice president, first-time GM, first-time head coach, offense, defensive coordinator, is this part of the year with the OTAs? In your opinion, is it as important to recognize the staff and delegate authority within the staff and teach how you want to do things? Is it almost as important for the staff as it is for the players?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I see where you're going with it. I definitely think it is, in the sense that it's their first time through, and that there are things like when Liam Cohen's standing in front of a staff meeting or a player meeting, it's his first time doing that. He's now a head coach. So there is a little bit of learning how to walk in that sense. I always think the first OTAs for a coach are critical for the players. I think that's the one where every player needs to be there as much as possible. I don't feel that way as much once the staff has been in place for 2 years. I think, the offensive line, how much do they really get out of that once it's already been in? But I think it's important for Udinski and for Campanelli. These are very capable guys, and yes, they do want to get their muscle memory down. Okay, this is what I say to players in this situation. This is how I handle it in front of a room. I think they're good at it. I think they need to prove they're good at it.
John Osher, ladies and gentlemen, he is the senior writer at Jaguars.com. Make sure you read everything from John and his staff. Just go to Jaguars.com. John, always a pleasure.
Rick, thanks, buddy. We'll talk soon.
There he goes, John Osher, and joining us here. Do appreciate it. Again, I go to all these, but I missed it today because we had our 92.5 event out here at Cimarron, but I've spoken with a few people and have read the press conference. We've played some sound. As a matter of fact, coming up on the other side, I don't have a guest scheduled. We'll check in with our buddy Dylan Denmark back in the studio. But I do want to play a comment or two from Liam Cohen, because I just asked John that question, but it's the way that I feel about this. It's felt different, and I'm sure if we rewound the tape, I probably said it felt different with Doug Peterson, and I'm sure it probably said it felt different with Urban Meyer and Doug, not necessarily Doug Marrone because he was promoted from within as the former offensive line coach. But I think early on, things that have been said, whether it's been from Cohen or Gladstone, I've taken it differently, and I think it's a good thing. It feels fresh. It doesn't feel kind of like the old coach, you got to meet the media today, and they're going to ask you this, so you're going to answer. It doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel fake. It feels genuine, and it also feels more expressive, if that makes any sense. Like they've legitimately seen things, and they discovered things almost as if, all right, Tony Baselli and Tony Khan and Shad Khan, they are going to interview for the job, right? The head coach, they're going to interview him for the job, and they interviewed several head coaches. But it almost felt like Cohen and Gladstone researched so that they interviewed them as well. Do you understand where I'm trying to go with this? That they were so deep into it that they immediately recognized just how awful that offensive line was. They have recognized how there are people on this football team who just absolutely were fine with losing, okay? And maybe it didn't take deep research. Maybe it just took simple common sense as a football guy. I I don't know. But it feels a little bit different to me. And I do. I'm fascinated by this. This is the first time for all these guys. So the approach in meetings and, delegating authority. What do you say to your offensive and defensive coordinator? What do you say to your position coaches where all of a sudden they can get after their players and begin to teach their players? I think it's a huge part in all this. And to me, that's going to be, worth a watch in itself. All right, when we come back, let's hear from Liam Cohen. He did speak to the media today. Again, OTA is officially underway here in Jacksonville. They will not get back out on the field until the week of the NFL draft. So that's still a couple away, with the NFL draft coming up in 15 days. Man, that'll be here before you know. If you'd like to join us, come on by and say hello. We are at Cimarron. Good crowd on hand. The back patio is absolutely jamming right now. Inside as well with the 12th hole simulator from Augusta playing the Golden Bell par 3 12th. That has certainly drawn a lot of people here as well. We are at Cimarron Golf Club. It's located right off of 210. We'll be here tonight till 8 o'clock.
Florida Gators.
Congratulations, Gators!
Saluting right over left. This is the flagship station of the Florida Gators, 1010XL.
Neck pain, back pain, or headache, Shinatri Chiropractic has 4 locations: Westside, 103rd, Riverside, Arlington, and the Beaches. Acupuncture, dry needling, physical therapy. Relief starts today. Shinatri Chiropractic, 743-6700.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town. Setting the standard in our hometown. Quality service, the best around. Coolidge is the cat that cares about your heating and about your air. Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town.
Beat the spring cleaning rush with big savings and priority booking by calling our heroes at Zero Res. This month, get Zero Resified from Jacksonville's #1 carpet cleaner. You'll get 25% off all cleaning services. That's right, 25% off. Check out 8,000 raving customer reviews if you don't believe me online. Call them, 904-287-5727, or visit their website, ZeroResJacksonville.com. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res. Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 9, 1950, at the 14th U.S. Masters Tournament, Augusta National, Jimmy DeMerit becomes the first-time 3-time Masters champion by 2 strokes ahead of Jim Ferrier.
1010XL's draft previews are brought to you by Hurricane Grill and Wings.
Mason Graham from Michigan has been a player many have connected to Jacksonville in this year's draft. Graham provides activity, effort, strength, and quickness, with the first step that makes the defensive tackle's interior disruption inevitable. And although he doesn't have the freakish size, length, or athleticism that others might offer, he is tough, consistent, and productive. And that's what the Teal and Black need inside.
All right, Ballou here. I'm at Cimarron. I noticed down 10 pounds that I felt better on the golf course today. My swing, my approach, my endurance, my lack of fatigue. It's all part of Awaken 180. Feel really good about this. Feeling sharp, more energized, never hungry. This isn't some juice diet or starving yourself nonsense. I'm eating food that tastes great. And when I'm out on the road, here's the beauty. I'm not starving. There's a ton of good food here. And I'm saying no, because if Awaken 180 gives you the game plan to handle real-life situations. I've been hitting plenty of events lately. Temptation is everywhere, and I've managed to stay on track effortlessly. That's the bottom line, and it's huge. I'm down 10 pounds. Energy is up. Hunger totally controlled. If you're tired of carrying around extra weight, tired of diets that don't work, do what I did. Hacker, Dempsey, Hayes, basically everyone. It's easy. Join today. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. You've heard us talk about it. Window World, the #1 window replacement company in the USA, selling over 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years.
That's a lot of satisfied customers and why J.D. Powers has awarded Window World Best in Customer Satisfaction 3 out of 4 years.
Window World stands behind their slogan, simply the best for less. With Window World, you get top quality windows at a price that leaves more of your money in your bank account, and you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement industry. When compared to our competition, there is none. See for yourself. Call the competition. Get quotes from them. But before you buy, get Window World's free estimate and compare the quality of the windows and the price.
You'll see.
And when your new Window World windows are installed and they're saving you money on your energy bills, if anything goes wrong with those windows, Window World and I will be there to make it right. That's my guarantee.
Call Window World today. Start saving money on your new windows and your energy bills and take vacation with your savings. Window World, online at windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors and siding.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect Pilsners and lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
David here with Royal Pest Services. Man, don't let your yard be torn up by that heavy aeration machine this spring. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to learn more about our granular aeration. Broadcast throughout the tree and shrubs to break up that compacted soil. Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power Charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I want to thank everyone for the prizes today. And certainly Cimarron did an outstanding job. My good friends over at the Blue Crab House as well. Love them. Several winners. My buddy Andy Jones of Julia Gulia. Always a good time. I say that, but when I typically see him, I'm typically or absolutely annihilated. Not as though I should brag about that at this age, but I'm never one not to tell the truth, right? I think when you stop telling the truth, it's time just to go away. They're coming to take me away. They're coming to take me away. He went closest to the pin. Jay Traylor won it closest to the pin. Derek Darling won it closest to the pin. And Tony Sinata won it closest to the pin. I think you're going to get this. I'll have to hear from him again, but I think it's a nice engraved Masters Clubhouse photo, something really cool like that, which would look honestly great at my sports bar. But for the U4, you're gonna, I'll figure out how to put that together. But that's going to happen in the very near future. It's been a blast on you. You're having a good time out here, RJ. I notice right now my Celtics are up 8-7 over your Orlando Magic.
Well, the game I'm worried about is tonight's game where Luka Doncic will be
back
making
in Dallas.
his return to the Dallas Mavericks. But it's always great to be with you, Rick. Every single time that we have done one of these, going on remotes together, or whether I'm sitting in for Dylan in the studio, it always brings back memories.
It's a good time. Now, real quick, because we got the draft here in 2 weeks, and we got the Masters tomorrow.
Yeah.
How do you fire your coach in Denver with 4 games to go?
That's crazy. I mean, for the Memphis Grizzlies to fire Taylor Jenkins, and then you turn around and you have the Denver Nuggets firing that of Michael Malone. From reports in which you're hearing, it seems that the management team did not like what Michael Malone had to say after the Denver Nuggets loss. He really felt like the players weren't giving any sort of effort. He feels like they don't watch tape. He feels that he has to, in the words of Rick Ballou, tell the truth to these guys, and he has to give it to them straight.
Wow.
Seems like management didn't like that, so they decided to give him the axe. I feel like there's a much bigger story, but to do this with a Denver Nuggets team that never fills out of it, especially when they're in the NBA playoffs, when you have Nikola Jokic, this is now a interesting time within the Western Conference that is really tight, and it should make for a great NBA playoffs and a lot of drama to see what Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets do.
Dylan Denmark back in the studio. It's been a great week for the Gators, and it included last night a 5-4 victory for Florida over my Florida State Seminoles.
Yeah, they would finally got 2 out of 3, and now they need to get some wins in the SEC. They got 1 SEC win, and that's where you got to start winning on the weekends.
Yeah. We're going to play Liam Cohen here in just a moment, some clips. Did anything, stand out for you today, listening to him, or perhaps Foye Oluwakan or Trevor Lawrence that got you that maybe you didn't realize until they said it?
No, Trevor and Foye both talked about they like the energy of the coaches. It didn't really feel like, usually when you have a new staff with players, that whatever they talk about initially is what they didn't get from the previous regime, and they didn't really go too far into detail. Cohen, like we're about to play, talked about his footwork, tweaking it, not changing it as much. So that would be the 2 takeaways that I had from what was said today.
Let's play that right now. This will explain things perhaps a little bit clearer. I talked about it at the very beginning of the show, and we hit it here today. But Liam Cohen really got into not necessarily changing Trevor Lawrence's footwork, just tweaking it.
It's not really a change, just tweaking. He's extremely talented, and he's made some unbelievable plays in critical moments and led some huge comebacks. He's played hurt. He's done so many good things. Now it's just about, okay, how do we fine-tune it and just tighten it up a little bit to get him in a place where he's comfortable to cut the ball loose on time and in rhythm, regardless of the circumstances. And that's really what it comes down to. Being able to give him some balance around him so that he can feel like, man, not every play is on me, right? Not every play every throw I have to make is going to have to be life or death, man. We've got to create some balance for him so that he can just go play quieted with free of failure and just go let it rip.
It's pretty amazing because it feels like almost every show at some point I get into what I expect Jacksonville to be this year offensively. And I am so consistent in my approach with being able to run the football and being able to put together the best offensive line possible, and certainly adding at least one more wide receiver weapon. And perhaps there are times where I say all that with the assumption that it's just going to work for Trevor Lawrence. We don't know that it's going to work. I think I've also been pretty crystal clear about saying the reason why I want to do this is to find out, can he get to the next level? If Trevor Lawrence doesn't get to the next level, the Jaguars are going to continue to tread water. They're never going to amount to anything. I do like the approach here. I'm a little bit surprised that it's something with the footwork, but we've heard it now really from both sides. Liam Cohen, John Osher coming from Trevor Lawrence, that maybe this was somewhat of a Lawrence idea. Maybe his feet. Here's one thing that I've never heard with Trevor Lawrence before. Happy feet, right? He's a tough guy. He's dealt with a lot of injuries. but he stays in the pocket. Okay, I think he moves up fairly effectively in the pocket. I also think he is a good quarterback in his escapability from the pocket. But maybe he did some things that an eye like mine does not recognize, not being a quarterback expert, that there are issues that can be sorted out with your feet. And why not approach that right now? I think the scary part of that is, well, you're already dealing with a guy who's got a bum shoulder, and we understand it's a non-throwing shoulder. You know, he's on a pitch count. He's going to be limited. You don't know. I wouldn't expect him to do anything here in 2 weeks when they finally are able to get on the field and go through some plays, some 7-on-7s and some things along those lines. But maybe it is just a totally separate way of trying to not necessarily nitpick, but maybe fine-tune what he's trying to do. It's really interesting to me, and it should be interesting to you because you've invested everything in this quarterback. And, Lawrence is a good guy. He is. Imagine, I can just think of, and there aren't as many quarterback divas as there certainly are wide receiver divas, but can you imagine a new first-time head coach coming in and all of a sudden taking a quarterback who's getting set to earn $275 million, and this is what we're going to do with you? I mean, I just look at a guy like Aaron Rodgers. How would that have been handled earlier in his career? I don't know. At least it feels like the ego is not there, where Lawrence is aware of this and wants the change to take place for the better. Just my speaking out loud. Let's play one more from Liam Cohen today. And I thought this was maybe the best part of the press conference because they brought in 10 free agents. And when they brought in the 10 free agents, it didn't feel like they were splash players, right? I mean, I think I feel pretty comfortable about saying I don't think any one of you out there listening ran to your local sporting goods, pro shop, or whatever it was to buy a new jersey of any one of the players who just signed here, okay? You probably had to hop on Google for some of these guys. They felt they're better. That's all that matters. And some were like, well, you won 4 games. What can you really expect? I mean, what? The total right now in Las Vegas is 7 wins for the Jaguars. If I asked you right now on April 9th, 7 wins. You going over, you going under? Well, you're fans. I know the majority of you right now are going to say they're going to go over 7 wins because you're a fan. I wouldn't expect you to say anything less. You may want to get on that now. Okay, because I can see that creeping up to 7.5. I don't know if it'll go as high as 8, but I doubt it's going to go down. Not when you have the draft capital that this team has. Not when you're going to get the 5th pick and the 36th pick and 2 picks in the 3rd round and 2 picks in the 4th round. You get good players, the win total is going to go up in a very dysfunctional AFC South. But anyway, there's been some thought about, all right, they're building. And they're rebuilding. They're not planning on winning everything right now. Today, Liam Cohen said the exact opposite. He was asked about the draft, and this is what he had to say.
In this world that we're in, it's what have you done lately, right? What are you doing in the now in order to show success and to show that we're going in the right direction? So ultimately, we have 10 picks. We're going to lean on some of those guys to play early on, and ultimately we can't be afraid of that, right? We had 3 of them in Tampa last year play and have a lot of success for us. We can't be afraid of that moment and to play some young players. So the goal is to get better quicker, right? With having a vision, so having long sustained success, that's important to us. But at the moment, we're looking at winning right now.
Liam Cohen had 3 rookies who played for him a year ago as the offensive coordinator, including Bucky Irvin, obviously a 4th-round selection at tailback. James Gladstone had 3 rookies who started for him in Los Angeles. Braden Fisk, we know that. Jared Verse got Defensive Rookie of the Year. Those 2 out of Florida State, right? They also had another starter defensively. I mean, 3 starters on a 4-to-win team? Hell yeah. Absolutely. I mean, number 5 has to start. End of conversation. Number 36, to me, is a starter. When you have the holes that this football team has, yes. And I think you can make the case that another draft pick, whether it's one of their 3rd rounds or 4th round picks, could be a starter. And you know what I mean by a starter is it could be your 2nd tight end, even though they brought in 2 tight ends via free agency. It could be a wide receiver. And, you know, maybe on opening day it's Thomas, Gabe Davis, Parker Washington, or maybe it's Brown, Washington, and Brian Thomas. But you draft a guy, and you know that eventually he's going to be involved in that equation. When I say starters here, I'm not saying game 1 September starter. I am for number 5, okay? But I think you got to get through the rigors of the season and allow rookies to get acclimated just a little bit. And I think when it's all said and done, you should be counting on hopefully at least 3 of these rookies to be a huge part of this team fairly early on. That would be the best case scenario, in my opinion. All right, let's take our final break of the night. Why don't we do that? Dylan, we didn't even make our picks for the Masters.
We have not
we'll have
yet.
to do All right, let's get out of here. Take a break. How much time are we going to have with Rafael? Do we have time to do that? Make picks and then bring in Rafael?
Yeah, we can break
Let's do that. You went first for the players. I think I gave you first at bat. I think you were Ricky Henderson.
That's correct.
At the players. That means I'm up. I become Pete Rose. Okay. Boy, it's scary to bring up arguably the 2 greatest leadoff hitters of all time, and they both passed in the last year. That's just sad for me, a lifelong baseball fan. When we come back, we'll make our 3 picks to win this year's Masters. We'll also check the money by bringing in Rafael Esparza.
Let's get this crowd going now. Come on, get him up, get him up, get him up. Come on, come on, come on.
Crowd on its feet.
This is what we live for right here.
1010XL.
This is what you live for. Let's go.
This is Mike Lynch, PGA Golf Professional. Take it from me. If you're dealing with an orthopedic issue, talk to the doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where you're treated like a pro.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros. Thanks to all of you who have allowed us to be part of your recovery. Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Is your backyard ready for the big leagues? Pick it here for Surfside Pools. Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, they have the home field advantage. Family owned and operated, offering weekly pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools make your backyard dreams a reality. Are you ready to float happy? Visit SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, your hometown MVP.
License number CPC 044080.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
Make the most of every lawn with Kubota commercial landscaping equipment. From the productivity-boosting Z700 mower to the reliable SVL track loader, it's a lineup built to get the job done right. Because when your reputation is on the line, you need equipment that will never let you down. Visit Coastal Equipment in Jacksonville or McClenny.
Power for the great outdoors. Coastal Equipment.
Coastal Equipment on New Kings Road and in McClenny.
Draft season is here, and so is Mia's Mock Draft Mondays. And this year, we're powered by One Night Taco Stand. Each week, I'll unveil a new set of possible targets for the big cats on the 1010XL social channels and 1010XL.com. Let's talk about it on 1010XL.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
Looking for an engagement ring in Jacksonville? Here's a pop quiz. Which Jacksonville jeweler cuts out the middleman and guarantees the lowest price on any diamond?
I'm thinking it's...
No, it's Beard's Diamonds. Question 2. Which jeweler in the town center has thousands of designer engagement rings and a multi-million-dollar diamond inventory?
I'm going to say...
No, it's Beard's Diamonds. Question 3. Which jeweler in Jacksonville offers an unbiased diamond education, a lifetime upgrade, and free maintenance for life?
How about
Dude, you should have learned by now it's Beard's Diamonds. Final question. Which jewelry store in Jacksonville hasn't been sold a few times and is currently not owned by a national conglomerate?
Beard's Diamonds?
Ding, ding, ding. Now you're getting it. Beard's Diamonds guarantees a better selection, an unbeatable price, superior warranties with no corporate rule books, no commission salespeople, and no chain store atmosphere. Beard's Diamonds, Jacksonville's jeweler. St. John's Town Center.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Trying to figure pricing at most AC companies is like listening to an auctioneer.
Who wants an AC tune-up? Do I hear $3.99? How about $2.99? No, let's drop it. $79? Do we have a deal? Going once, going twice? Sold!
Not at Duck Duck Air Conditioning. We make it easy. We're offering a free AC inspection. No gimmicks, no fine print, just a completely free checkup from our highly trained techs to make sure your AC is ready for summer. Call 904-862-6769 now to schedule. Duck Duck Air Conditioning, because free is better than bidding. Any required repairs are not included in the inspection.
This is your Mad Dad's Update with Chapter President Donald Ford. In our effort to curb crime, drugs, and violence during the summer months, we are offering Friday Night Lights. It has already started and will be going until school starts back. It is every Friday night from 6:30 to 9:30 at the Blacktop, 5732 Normandy Boulevard, and behind the Potter's House Christian Academy. We manage 3 basketball courts. You are not running on the cement. We have covering on each court. The Lakers, the Magic, and the Heat. Ages 15 to 40 years old. This will give them something to do other than selling drugs and getting into trouble. We have monitors there giving leadership. We have to wake up, stand up, and speak up. Hit me on Facebook and tell me what you think. Or MattDadJacksonville.com.
Ackerman Urology has 4 convenient locations providing advanced urological care to improve men's health and sexual vitality. Don't suffer through prostate, bladder, or kidney issues. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right, bit of news out of the Miller Electric Center earlier today, including the Jacksonville Jaguars coming from Liam Cohen saying as of right now they will not pick up the 5th-year option that is available for only first-rounders. It is a team-only option. That was expected, of course, earlier in the week. Jacksonville did elect to pick up the 5th-year option on Trayvon Walker, another first-round pick that was good for $14,751,000. A lot of stuff came out of the Jaguars today, including footwork that is part of the offseason plan for Trevor Lawrence, and that he is going to be on a pitch count. So with the Jaguars and a new coach, they were able to start yesterday. The rest of the NFL won't be able to do so until April 21st. Everything else is about the Masters as we continue to broadcast here live from Cimarron Golf Club here on this Wednesday. We had our 92.5 FM just blow off work for a day event, and it has been absolutely spectacular out here. We're on the eve of the Masters. Dylan and I will make our pick in just a couple of seconds, but this first.
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
He is Rafael Esparza, and he goes into the night. Is it all Scotty Scheffler and Rory McIlroy?
Yes, I'm calling. Colin is, and out there, Jordan Spieth has been out there as well. But if Scotty Scheffler wins, I think the books will probably be very upset because I think I've said it to you. He's getting Tiger Woods odds when it comes to these events. I mean, normally before Tiger Woods and all that, the favorite would be 5-1, maybe plus 550. There's some books that have Scotty at 350, 4-1. So it amazes me that how respect he's getting Tiger Woods-esque when it comes to the betting window.
What do you believe here with Scotty Scheffler? He certainly, here at the Players last month, did some really nice things, but just really struggled when it came to his putting. What do you think about him here at Augusta?
Yeah, I think his putting is going to be the reason why I don't see him winning. There's a whole bunch of. I think John Rahm, you can get him at plus 13-1 is really good. Colin Morikawa plus 1,200. That's a good one. Tommy Fleetwood at 30-1. There's some ones that I think that can be live ones. For some odd reason, I don't think Scotty Scheffler's putter is going to be on par, no pun intending, this season.
All right. How did things work out Monday night? I know it was around even, and Florida was favored by maybe a point and a half. How did things end up at the window?
It went okay. We really needed the under. I mean, everyone bet it. It opened up at like 140, got bet all the way up to 141.5. So that was a good one. It didn't matter for us when Duke got blown out, bowed down, and they were on my couch watching a championship. We really didn't care who was going to win that game because it was so. I never seen so much parlay money on Saturday when Duke lost. There was parlay action with Duke in baseball, Duke in UFC, Duke in hockey. It was so much parlay action on Duke leading into any event that was going on Saturday night. So that loss helped the books really well on Saturday.
All right, the NBA's next. Got a week left. What, OKC, Boston, Cleveland?
I won't even say Cleveland. I think it's just OKC, Boston. I'm just those two. I think Cleveland can make some noise, but in a 7-game series with either Boston or let's say they go to the Easter or they win the Eastern Conference and they have to go against OKC, do we actually think Cleveland can win 7 games against the deepest team in the league in OKC? I've been saying it's been a 2-team race for the past month and a half.
Yeah, I think the exact opposite applies in hockey. I think you can get hot the right time of year, have an outstanding goaltender, and we've seen 8s knock off 1s. What do you believe this year? I mean, look how bad the Florida Panthers. Yeah, the Panthers have really not played well since they acquired Brad Marchand. I know he missed a lot of games, but it feels like they've been having trouble putting the puck in the net.
Yeah, NHL playoffs, there's no such thing as home ice. Game 7 in the NHL playoffs outdoes any Game 7s in any other sports, NBA, Major League Baseball. NHL playoffs is a totally different beast. You said a hot goalie can put an 8 seed hosting the cup. It's totally different game when it comes to NHL. I would be scared of the Blues because the Blues right now are red hot.
Yeah, St. Louis Blues. And I see Dallas has been pretty hot.
Yeah,
they've done that without Sagan, and, Ben missed the game, so we shall see. Raphael, it's always a lot of fun. Thank you, sir.
Take it easy. Have a great weekend.
There he goes, Rafael Esparza joining us live from Las Vegas. All right, let's get after it, Dylan. I gave you first pick last week at the Players, so I will go first for this event, and I am going to take Scotty Scheffler.
I'll match that with Rory in my first round.
We're getting a lot of Rory talk today, or actually, I was thinking of John Rahm talk. You know what? I just got to do it because I've become such a fan. Is there an athlete in the world right now who's gone from kind of a heel to a massive fan favorite the way that Bryson DeChambeau has the last couple of years? Give me DeChambeau.
All right, I'll go Morikawa.
All right, Colin Morikawa. And I guess he had a hole-in-one today. He's 30-1 odds. I'm just going to do it. Give me Brooks Koepka.
And last but not least, I'll go Cam Smith. I'll go a little different. He's played well at the Masters last couple of years, a lot of top 10s. I don't know if he's going to win it, but I think he's going to be on the top 10 leaderboard on Sunday.
Aaron Beasley joined us earlier. He said John Rahm. We also just heard from Rafael Esparza, who mentioned John Rahm. Neither one of of us two elect to go that way. So first round, Ballou goes Scheffler. Dylan goes Rory McIlroy. Second round, Ballou goes Bryson DeChambeau. And Dylan Denmark goes Colin Morikawa. Third round, I'm going with a Seminole, man. All the Seminoles can't do anything right. Give me Brooks Koepka, third round, and you will take, who lives right here in Jacksonville, Cam Smith in the third round. So things are set for tomorrow morning. All right, we got much more to do right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM, including this.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
All right, Hacker, the sun is set, and what an unbelievable, a lot of fun this has been out here at Cimarron Golf Club on 210. We had our 92.5 FM just blow off work for the day event. It was a total success, and we've had a blast out here. I know you've been busy. You were on with Frank earlier, and you're ready to roll here over the next 2 hours.
Yeah, I am. Very excited about it. And being at Cimarron brings back memories for me, Rick. This is, years and years ago. I want to say the first par I ever made on a golf hole was at a par 3 at Cimarron. I forget which hole it was. It was definitely on the front 9. Wherever there's a par 3 out on the front 9, or at least there used to be there years ago. But Cimarron also always has a special place in my heart for that moment.
Yeah, there you go. We had the 4 par 3s today were well represented, and we handed out awards for the closest to the pin, so that was a blast. All right, you had an opportunity to hear from Liam Cohen, Trevor Lawrence, and Foye Oluokun. I imagine some of that will be part of your program tonight.
Yeah, certainly we're going to talk about that. And look, I'm not going to sell, the Jaguar fan base on hopes and dreams of a Lombardi trophy coming up here in February of 2026. But what I am going to say is not so much the roster, we'll get to that, but I am unbelievably high and unbelievably optimistic on Liam Cohen, the staff, and James Gladstone. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit when it comes to the staff. We'll see if the players perform. We'll see what happens during the draft. But hearing Liam Cohen today, hearing James Gladstone in the past, I think Shad Khan did very, very good work in those hires this offseason.
All right, sounds good. What else you got tonight?
Emery Hunt, the owner and founder of Football Game Plan. You also see him on CBS Sports HQ. He's going to stop by. He's got one of the most comprehensive draft guides going. He's been doing it for years. We'll talk with Emery at about 8:15. And also Joe DeLeon, A2ZSports.com. More draft talk in the 9 o'clock hour as we're only 2 weeks from tomorrow away from the NFL draft.
Yeah. It's just incredible. It's tough to believe. It's basically here. Hack, have a fun show. I'll see you back there tomorrow.
Thanks, Rick.
There he goes, Hacker Nation. He's coming up right now. I do want to thank everyone from Cimarron and the Cimarron Golf Club for making this event possible today. It was a blast. And for everyone who did participate, thank you. We'll have some more of these coming up certainly in the future. Thank you to Aaron Beasley, Rick Shoemaker, John Osher, and Rafael Esparza. The engineer was R.J. Saunders. Our producer is Dylan Denmark. My name is Rick Ballou. I'll be back in studio and ready to go. That'll be tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Folks, Hacker's coming up right now. You have a great night. And again, we'll talk tomorrow at 6.